Okay, so I chose the technology subject, so let's start. First, why do I think technology makes it easier for people to keep in touch? First of all, I want to talk about phone calls because phone calls make it easy for people to talk to anyone they want wherever they are in the world. Second, I want to talk about video calls because not only you can hear and talk to people, but you can see them. And that this is really important right now in the mid of this pandemic because it helps every one of us to work, to study, or just to share with your loved ones. And third, I'm talking about texting because it's like the easiest way to be in touch with people. It's fast. You can use it to communicate with your loved ones, with people from work or your college or university, and all of that. And yeah, let's continue. Then, devices I use to stay in touch. I really only use my phone because nowadays the phone can do everything. Literally can do the three things I talked about, from why the technology helps to people to stay in touch and lots more. So my phone is enough. I don't need anything more. Then advantages and disadvantages from the internet. First, I'm gonna start with the advantages. I think you can find very entertaining subjects or themes or stuff to see or read. So that's good. Then you can get educated, and nowadays it's being used all around the world because of the pandemic. And third, this one comes between, or it can be both like an advantage or a disadvantage because you can search whatever you want, and that can be a good thing because if you want to cook something, you just have to look up the recipe, or if you don't know something, you can just Google it and that's all. But you can find things that are like not pretty good, like adult movies, hardcore stuff like murder videos and stuff like that. Then, continuing with the disadvantages, I think that it's kind a little well, you can lose a lot of time if you don't use the internet well, because it's like really entertaining, and you're like, if you're in Facebook or Instagram or a social media app all day, you're like wasting your day because you could be doing more productive things. Then um, um, that you can be in touch with a lot of unknown people, and that sometimes can be dangerous because there are lots of stories that we've heard or read, that people get kidnapped or killed because of someone they met on the internet. Then, do I think that children need cell phones? I think that they don't need cell phones. Maybe they could use an electronic gadget that makes like that it's similar to a phone but not necessarily a phone, because I think that a kid has no use with a phone because they're just kids. They should be playing, learning, not losing their time, like how you just said, on social media and stuff like that. Then, because they'll get used to it and they'll grow into it. What I mean by that, I mean that they will be like so used to it that you won't be able to live without it in the future, and that's kind of worrying because that's the future ahead of us, and because they have too much freedom to search whatever they want. So they could be like watching people that are not exactly good examples for a kid, or stuff like that, that it's not like good for a kid to be watching, or to know about it at that age. Then we're going on, how does the technology interfere with my leisure and work or study time? So in my leisure time, I use my phone a lot, but sadly for me, I don't have too much of a leisure time because I'm studying medicine, so I don't have like too much free time. But when I do, I use my phone almost all of the time, because it's like entertaining, and it helps me rest my mind or think about something else not related to the classes I'm going through. Then during my studying time, it helps me a lot because I can search for things I don't know, or I can search for things that I don't understand pretty well from the books that I have to read, and it helps me to understand better and to get like better informed. Then the balance between studying and leisure time. Well, like I just said, I don't have too much of a leisure time, but what I do is like study a lot of time, like maybe 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, and then I take a rest from maybe half an hour to rest my brain basically, and then I start over with the studying or with the things that I have to do, that are like stuff that the college gets me through. And that's all. My name is Juan Fernando Sandoval Estrada, and my ID is 402-905-8.